And two, the purpose of this video is no movie has ever just blatantly told us how fake, how, how fake the world economy is. Just came out and just told us than this movie. It just tells you this is how it's done. It's just collusion. We base everything off the Nash equilibrium. We all work together. We make it seem like capitalism. It will be actually capitalism on the lower levels. You poor devils can battle it out in your town and in your cities, amongst your taco shops and your hoagie huts and your sunglass huts, and that will all be real competition. So on the ground, it will certainly look like capitalism. It's never true capitalism. It's crony capitalism is the best way to put it, but it's just a fake capitalism is what it is. But at the highest levels, oh, it's just George Carlin. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. That's what it is at the high, and they all work together using the Nash game theory and equilibrium to all get ahead together. I just told you in the movie. Well, let's just jump to the main scene. In the movie, Russell Crowe is John Nash at Princeton getting his PhD. I guess he would be roughly 21 or 22 or 23 years old. All these guys, these super geniuses, they just rush through their school, like I guess they're little Doogie Howsers. They get it done and get high school done by 8th grade, etc. So he's probably pretty young, but it's played by Russell Crowe. It looks a little ridiculous. I guess at this point he's probably about 38 or 39, playing a 22-year-old kid. But there's four other guys, or three other PhDs, four others that are also trying to get their PhD at Princeton in mathematics. And John Nash is very awkward and nerdy around girls. He doesn't socialize well. There's a scene in a bar where I guess four girls come in. One girl is significantly prettier as a blonde-haired girl or woman than the others, and they all start into the regular guy thing. Who's gonna get the blonde? I'm gonna go for her. I'm gonna go for her. And Nash gets his idea for his equilibrium theory that, well, we're all going to screw each other over by going for the blonde. We're all going to get in each other's way. Nobody's going to get her. It's going to be a problem. How we all win is if we all work together and nobody goes for the blonde-haired girl. We just go for her three friends. It doesn't matter. He's explaining this game theory regarding picking up girls in the Princeton bar that later corporations would use to ultimately collude with each other to make Mark Zuckerberg billions and billions of more dollars and to screw the little guy. But that's we'll talk about that later. It doesn't really matter, I guess, what the other girls look like or what they have to say. He says, no, what you want to do is we work together to go for the other girls. We'll all help each other, and we will avoid going for the ultimate prize. In this case, the ultimate prize of like winning world domination in business represents the blonde. If we all go for the blonde and translate into a corporate type scenario, then one might win and put everybody else out of business, or we might kill each other trying to get the blonde, which represents like corporate domination of the world. But if we all work together and just go for her friends, then we all can get a girl, we all can win. So this bar scene is both an analogy and an allegory for what exists today with corporations under the guise of just competition. It's all collusion. They all work together. There's a reason nobody fails. No of these large companies are ever displaced. Nobody small ever comes up to take their place. I mean, we know this is how it's working. The only question would be how long the system's been in place. Well, we'll talk about. I want to keep, in case anybody came upon this by mistake, I want to keep the conspiracy out of it for now. We'll talk about the crazy stuff at the end, of which the person that stumbled upon this won't understand or can't believe they wasted their time with such a video. We'll keep it to a minimum for now. Some guy walking his dog's like, keep the conspiracy to a minimum? This crazy man just suggested that these companies and corporations are all working together, and what's presented in every university, that capitalism, survival of the fittest, Adam Smith, one company's out to get the other company and put the other company out of business, and Wall Street and greed is good, and all that doesn't exist. It's a facade. He said keep the conspiracy to a minimum. In talking about how the world really works, it is hard, from your perspective, sir, walking your dog, to keep the conspiracy to a minimum, because the entire world is a collusive conspiracy. Now, go walk your dog and shut up.